Laughing pretty baby, someday you're gonna be crying. Yeah, you've been laughing pretty baby, someday you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you find out I wasn't lying. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, darling, just you wait and see.
Jeez.
Oh, geez. Unreal.
What? I forgot.
Hey, guys, I'm Jeff.
I'm Rob.
I'm Charlie.
Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bourbon and Ballz style. There we go.
You guys just missed the code word.
Sorry.
No, but if you recall, last week's show was what would you term that last week's show?
It was busy, very chaotic. So we end up
excellent.
So we end up missing. We forgot for whatever reason to put Game 2 in our Elite 8. We're right now in the middle of the top 16 bourbons of the year, double blind or triple blind, however you want to call it. So, anyways,
wonderful.
We just got done taking the rest of the games for the Elite 8. So Game 3, which should have been Game 2, which should have been in Monday's episode, is now going to be released on Saturday. We just completely forgot about it. So we can keep up with the calendar schedule. You'll get Game 3 and 4 on Monday. And then we're going to wait to hear from Jeff's schedule, right?
Right.
We're either going to do the Final Four live on that Thursday on the 30th, or we'll do a recorded show, which will air on that Monday.
Yeah, I've got to figure out. I got family coming in from out of town for Christmas, and I don't know what my schedule is going to look like with that. So we'll play that by ear. We'll know today or two.
Yeah. So real quick,
say hi to a few people.
Yeah, say hi to a few people, the early comers. Bourbon Nerd, cheers. Welcome. Jeff Castles, as usual. Cheers to you, buddy. Bourbon Nerd is also. Oh, I already said that. Show me the proof. Cheers. And I'm glad you love that GTS. That's why we like getting those things out. Because I always like to hear you guys' feedback on what you guys thought about the pours. So anyway, we should be good now. And we have a pretty good show for you guys tonight. Jeff, why don't you tell everybody what we got going on?
We've got, if you can see the two bottles sitting here, they're kind of strange looking bottles, meaning they are not your typical.
This has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with this. Just slide a bit there. But anyway, these are barrel samples that were sent to us from Matt Strickland with Iron City Distilling out of Pittsburgh, PA. They're very, very young whiskeys. I think, let's see, we've got a Danko Rye that was barrel was filled on April 6th of 23.
Danko.
Yep.
That was Danko.
It's a Pennsylvania rye. You'll learn about it.
We will have to learn.
Yeah. And then we've got a Bloody Butcher bourbon. The date on this is June 22nd of 23. So what's going to happen is we are going to go through the aging process with Matt and how these age and how these go. We're going to go along the ride, I guess, with them. And I am fully anticipating. I hope I'm surprised, but I'm fully anticipating these are probably going to be a little rough. Matt also kind of understands that as well, and he's asked us to be kind, which we will try to be. But as you know, in this show, everything's honest and upfront and transparent, so we'll see how it goes. But
risky.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this. I stand corrected because last week I thought the way you presented this, and I kind of gave it a Debbie Downer last week when you told me he was coming on and he was giving us 1 year and 2 year bourbons. I swear to God, I didn't realize you were talking about we're going to go along with the journey that he's on. These are not bottled bourbons. These are just letting us know where we're at this stage. And I guess we'll ask him as far as at what years or does he plan on releasing these, but that's something that we'll ask him coming up.
Right. Yep. So like I said, they are, and if you've heard of Iron City, you've heard Iron City beer out of Pittsburgh. I'm not 100% if they're one and the same. I believe they are, but we'll get all that hammered out as well with Matt.
And then we have trivia coming back tonight. We skipped it out last week because we had a busy schedule. So for those who are on different platforms other than YouTube, we gladly invite you guys over to YouTube. It's just more user friendly to play Kahoots. If you guys don't have it already downloaded, you go in your app store or your Play Store, whatever that is, download Kahoot or go to kahoot.it and we'll give you the code once we are ready to play.
Right.
And the topic tonight, I'm not sure if you guys saw, the theme is Christmas Vacation movie.
Timely, quite timely.
Yes, so that's it.
Weird. Aren't we like coming up on Halloween or something?
So, anyways, this is what,
Oh wait, that's
you're
Nightmare.
still on your probationary period.
That's Nightmare Before Christmas.
One thing I need to mention, I didn't tell you two this either. So this is,
Oh, now you're
I
holding
guess
back.
we'll get live reaction from you two once I tell you this.
Let's go and work.
What? I'm just you're not going to care. I'm just letting you know and let the viewers know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Fine.
On Monday,
Oh my gosh.
December 30th, myself, Bob, and Beth are going to go live.
Okay.
And we're going to
Cool.
do a impromptu live. What? There's your reaction.
I mean,
You just
what do
got
you want
the
me to
laugh.
do?
I don't know.
You
You
want
got
me
the
to be
sad
upset?
puppy dog.
I'm not sad. I'm happy for you.
Okay. Anyway,
Just
I mean,
Uh,
that's cool. Beth.
point of order. You're screaming, and we're clipping over there. So.
oh my bad. My bad.
What's
Keep
this
making me
mean?
mad.
I'm not making you mad. I'm not mad. I'm not upset.
No, you're not.
I think it's cool.
Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So,
I mean,
Bob, Beth, and myself would be on live as an impromptu, not impromptu, if I'm telling you.
Right.
yeah, it's not exactly a problem.
But we're gonna bring the old band back together and do a one night only, and we'll do that every I don't know 3 or 4 months when our schedules get together, and Beth seems to have a free time, and
yeah.
Bob does too. So it'll be good to see what they're up to.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll join in the chat.
Hey, welcome,
Yeah.
Tom. All kinds of Buffalo Trace drop today, huh?
Oh, really?
This week.
Interesting.
Cool. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything actually. We don't down here. We typically don't see anything until Friday or Saturday ish. Saturday with all the Kroger stores, obviously,
Yeah.
and then we've got 3 or 4 of them that all hit around different times on Friday, and we got one on Saturday. So,
Oh, I'm about to tell you something else you don't know.
okay. Well, hell, he's
Oh
all
my gosh.
full of all kind of surprises tonight. Let's go. What do we got?
Well, I didn't
What do we
have
got
time.
going on?
I bought a bottle today.
A bottle of what?
It's already on the back shelf. It's the Booker's 24.
04.
Yeah, 04. I bought it today. It's at Kroger's.
Cool.
It's the last one.
Really?
Cool.
We'll do a bottle review on that before too long.
I saw Booker's 2024. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
At the wine list when I went last weekend.
Probably 04.
Yeah, I think it was 04.
Yeah.
Is
I think
that a-
03s are all kind of,
Right.
they've all shuffled out now. And then
Yep.
you've seen 04. So we haven't had 04s yet. So we'll do
Really?
a bottle review on that before too long.
Yeah, the last bottle review did on the 03, I think it was.
Yeah,
wasn't
great
it?
response.
Yeah, we got a great response on that.
So we'll definitely do that. We'll
Thank
compare.
you, TikTokers. That was
Yeah. TikTok had a lot to do with it. And so that's the happening. Oh, and I got the new Milo and Green unabridged.
That's right. That's going to be
We
another.
got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do it now?
And have they already seen the episode with the Bourbon Challenge? That was Thursday, wasn't it?
What are you talking about?
With Milo and Green.
That was.
I think that episode's been out now for
Okay.
a couple weeks.
All right.
Milo
Yeah.
and Green has made it to the final four.
Good. Just didn't want to spoil anything for
No,
you.
we got to remember
No,
what
that
we
was
did.
Yeah,
that was on
because-
Monday. That was this past Monday.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so you haven't watched already. Milo and Green ended up beating
But or did
Do
they?
Riff 8.
New Riff 8 year.
That's right. And I talked to Marlene, and she was super excited, obviously, to hear about it. She's
Yeah.
been following along with everything. And she's even got some of her people at her distillery even on tagging in on watching some of the videos as well. So they are super stoked about where they are right now into the final four. I mean, they were a 12 seed coming in. And
that's based on price.
Yeah.
right,
it's-
right. So, but do we want to talk about what we did last night?
I don't think he's going to care. Go ahead.
Okay. Last night we got the honor and privilege, I guess you could say, of sitting down with Bill McBrayer, McBrayer Bourbon. And
Just get a lineup out
yeah,
because
Get
we're
a
all
lineup
going
out.
to connect to what's going on tonight too.
so we get these out here. The only thing we don't have up here is the judge because it's getting back where.
Oh, no, I bought a judge yesterday.
Oh, do you? Okay. That's right. All right. So, move these out of the way for a quick minute. Anyway, we got to sit for a few hours with Bill, and we got to sample all of these and talk with him. And I tell you what, I'm a history geek when it comes to all the bourbon history with everything. And this man, I tell you what, some of the stuff that he was telling us and showing us, and how it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's born into the bourbon family,
Yeah, right.
Bourbon history. I mean, he is a McBrayer. His name is in it and all that kind of stuff. So he has the clout to say what he has to say. So
right.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, and just some of the relationships that he's had, and he's a cousin to Dixon Dedman. There's all of E.H. Taylor, Mary Dowling, Wild Turkey. They were all like right there.
And during the 1850s, intertwined with W.H. McBrayer.
Right. And then come to find out, E.H. Taylor, I guess, was going on hard times, needing some money, needing some help. So he sent a letter to William McBrayer asking for some help. Next, lo and behold, he gets a letter back, and he's got on the back of the letter a mash bill.
Yep.
That I guess ends up becoming what we know as E.H. Taylor.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But that same mash bill, well, E.H. Taylor also, he sorts his whiskey until he got his own stuff up in the 1850s. And then McBrayer goes on to be regarded as the most well-known bourbon in the world in the early 1900s, because it won a contest out in the Vienna Whiskey Spirits Award, and for the first time ever, a bourbon won, and that happened to be the W.H. McBrayer line. So Bill McBrayer, who is our age now, so he is, whatever amount of generations removed from it all. He has lots to tell you. He's going to be on the show probably in January.
Yep.
December's a little busy, but we spent a couple hours with him yesterday. We got a chance to look at his lineup and taste his lineup and kind of get the history as far as what the McBrayer lineup is all about. And I can't wait to. And they have future plans to expand and become an actual working rick house, because right now they contract through 3 different distillers. They contract with a proprietary mash bill, through Bardstown, Green River, and Wilderness Trail.
Yeah, and he was lucky enough to be able to purchase, I think he said it was 1,300 acres of 130 acres, of the original McBrayer property. It just happened to come up, and he snatched it up. So he's going to be building a whole new distillery, rick houses.
12 of them.
12 rick houses. He's got 300 barrels sitting down at Green River, and he's been told that he has to have them out of there by 2026, or pricing and everything's going to go up as far as their storage. So he's building these rick houses and going to be bringing them barrels up. So
that's the little snippet of that story. We'll put that back because we will bring on our main guest here. If you guys are watching on replay, feel free to still comment on what you guys. Do you guys have any questions, stuff like that? Even on replay, you can still reach out to this gentleman that we're going to have on now. So without further ado, let's bring him in, Mr. Strickland, onto the show. Let's see if we can do this correctly. Here we go. All right. Matt, welcome to Bourbon and Ballz. Why don't you introduce yourself and let us know what you're all about?
Well, you didn't have to cut to me, man. I was enjoying what you guys were talking about.
Well, there's more of that later on. We just want to tease people. So we'll talk about that history at some other point. But you are on the spotlight with us too. But tell people who are watching live and then also on replay what you're all about.
I inadvertently have a spotlight behind me, and I apologize if you hear a dog barking. It's that time of night for him.
Oh, you're fine. We're the same way.
Yeah, he's young and obnoxious.
Anyway. We have Rob, so it's kind of similar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wow.
That's totally fair. That's totally
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough crowd.
So yeah, my name's Matt Strickland. So I've been in the distilling industry for quite some time, many years at this point. But my current project is Iron City Distilling, which is a new distillery, newish. We've been in production for about 2 years now, but new distillery out just outside of Pittsburgh, and we really focus on historic styles of whiskey. So with Pittsburgh being kind of I guess the original whiskey city in the United States, and a lot of that history sort of fell through the cracks, unfortunately. And while I love all my friends in Kentucky and the surrounding areas, our Western PA really was where American whiskey arguably got its start historically. And so yeah, that we put when I started this project, there was a lot of emphasis on what can we do that nobody else is doing, and we really wanted to try and bring back historical styles of rye from the region, single malt and bourbon as well. And yes, bourbon was made. They didn't call it that, but bourbon was made up in Western PA. So.
Yeah, you talk about the history, and during Prohibition, I mean, that's where you hear the Whiskey Rebellion. That was with Liberty Pole at the time, I believe, in Washington, Pennsylvania. That was the rebellion against the Prohibition and everything back in the day. So I know you hear all the time about Pennsylvania rye. That was the drink back then, I guess, coming out of Pittsburgh, out of Pennsylvania.
So you're saying, I never knew this, so educate me here, and maybe some of the viewers, hopefully you're with me on this. You're telling me Western PA, it was, you guys call it the birthplace of what are you calling it?
It's where when they migrated over, when the Irish and the Scots and everybody, when they came to Pennsylvania. A lot of people, when they go down they distilled down in Kentucky, came from Pennsylvania because that's how they migrated down the river. Am I correct? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, the phrase birthplace. I wouldn't even go that far. I mean, we do know that. The first mention of any kind of distilled spirit being made in what is now the United States was in the early 1600s in what is now Virginia. And, and it was just kind of referenced as corn liquor. So we can't even be sure if it was actually distilled or if it was a beer. We think it was distilled. We know that, what eventually became New York, there was a lot of distilling that was going on there during the late 1600s, but certainly throughout Pennsylvania, because we are, and definitely in Western PA, because we have this really rich area that is just perfectly suited for all types of agriculture. And I think a lot of people, they associate rye with Western PA, and that is true. But the truth is that there was rye whiskey that was being made in Scotland and Ireland, and a lot of these guys were coming over, and they'd never really worked with corn before. Corn kind of grew up here at the time, but a lot of the varieties just didn't do that well. Barley didn't really grow that well, so they worked with what they understood at the time, which was rye. And there was actually a lot of wheat whiskey as well. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to call it the birthplace, but I would say that it was this was the area where American whiskey really found its footing originally.
Okay.
And a lot of it has a lot of it can be kind of chalked up to Prohibition and what ended up happening. But our history in this state, and I say ours very, I've worked all over the United States and in Canada, and clients all over the place. So I'm not from here originally, but this has become my adopted home. And when I moved here, it was I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I like to work with other distillers, and I've like I said, I've worked all over the place. So when I come into a new area, I don't want to try to do something that somebody else is already doing. I don't want to to me, that's just, I don't know. That's just not cool. It's not good business. So I looked around at what everybody was doing, and I became friends with the guys from Liberty Pole, and I became friends with the guys from Wiggle, and all these other distilleries. And I realized a lot of them really were focusing on the Whiskey Rebellion, which was this 2 to 3 year period of history in the late 1700s, massively important to how we see whiskey and how we interact with it today. Had all these crazy ramifications with regards to income taxes and liquor taxes, and the fallout. We still feel those effects today, just from this weird 2 year period.
Right.
But at the same time, I realized what people weren't really doing, where whiskey became this huge enterprise in this part of the state, was right before Prohibition. And throughout the 1800s, up until the late 1800s, right before Prohibition, you could really make the case that Pennsylvania was the whiskey state in the Union. It really was. And, throughout much of the 19th century, Kentucky kind of played more of a supporting role. Now, obviously, that is totally switched. And you look at Kentucky, and I'm a huge fan of Kentucky distilleries. And, you guys are based in Ohio. Ohio had a rich distilling heritage too.
Yep.
But we look back on it, and this is where a lot of the original whiskey barons came from. And so, yeah, I mean, we wanted to kind of play on that history. We really wanted to try to recreate the styles of whiskey that were being made back then as close as we possibly could.
Yeah.
And so that was what we originally set out to do.
So tell us a little about your distillery, what you guys are all about, and what exactly do we have in front of us?
Yeah, you've got a special still there. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we do a couple things that we're quite proud of. We feel are just a little different. So I apologize. My dog is jumping off and on the couch, and he's knocking my computer around.
Oh, we're all dog people here, so it's good.
Yeah, no, he's a funny little dude. Anyway, so yeah, I was originally hired on as a consultant for this project. I was working in Quebec for a number of years, running a single malt whiskey distillery up there. And I got a call one day. I do a lot of consulting and teaching and things like that. And I got a call one day saying, hey, would you be interested in consulting on a rye whiskey project in Pittsburgh? And I said, oh, that's great. So I helped these guys, design and build out the distillery. And I thought that was kind of the end of it for me. That was the end of the project. Well, I get a call one day, and they said, we're kind of struggling finding somebody that really fits the bill, for what we want. Do you know anybody? And my wife and I were talking about moving back stateside at the time, and it was just kind of perfect timing. And so, we said, we might be interested if the numbers are right. So they made an offer that I couldn't really refuse. Well, we ended up moving back, and we get the distillery up and going. And before the construction's even completely finished, I'm talking with the project manager one day, and I said, the funny thing is I kind of had this place built to work for just about everybody else but me. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I would have done this a little bit differently if I'd known it was going to be me. I would have added in a chamber still. And he said, well, what's a chamber still? And so we started going down the rabbit hole on that. And I explained this to him, and just how unique it was and how important it was to this part of the state. And not really thinking much about it. I just thought we were having a conversation. And he approaches the owner and tells me, he's like, yeah, Matt thinks we should do this. And, we're in a very fortunate situation. Our owner, this is, our company and our sister company, Pittsburgh Brewing Company. These are kind of his small businesses. And so, he's doing this because he really loves what we're doing. He loves the brands. He grew up in this part of the state. Pittsburgh Brewing Company with Iron City beer is a big thing in this part of the state. So so he got really excited. And before we were even distilling a drop, we were doing a 7-figure expansion. And and it was crazy. And so we called Vendome, and I've worked with the guys from Vendome for pretty much my entire career on all kinds of different projects. And I asked them, I said, you guys probably get this a lot right now, and I'm sure you're working on a few, but what would it take to get another chamber still built? And I'll never forget this. Kyle from Vendome, who is a friend of mine, he's like, honestly, we have no idea because we've only done the one. And I was like, you've only done the one? He was like, yeah, the one out in Colorado with Leopold Brothers. That's the only one we've ever done. And I was like, really? Why is that? And he was like, well, we get people asking about it, but as soon as we quote the price on it, they tell us they don't want to do it anymore. And as soon as he quoted the price to us, I immediately understood, because it was not cheap. And when you look at what's all involved in it, you realize why it's not cheap. But I guess I'm probably getting a little too far ahead. I mean, for anybody that I'm sure a lot of the people that watch your show and listen to the podcast probably are familiar with Leopold Brothers out in Denver, and have maybe heard of the chamber still. But for anybody that isn't, chamber stills are this sort of lost interim technology between pot stills and column stills. Kentucky loves their columns. They're incredibly efficient. They make great whiskey, and they make a lot of it consistently. They're really expensive to set up, but once you get them up and going, they make whiskey so inexpensively. Great whiskey inexpensively, by the way, versus the very old school pot stills, which essentially came out of Scotland and France. Even though Scotland and Ireland were really the original progenitors of the column still, but they didn't really get popular in whiskey until the late 1800s, and Kentucky really adopted them post-Prohibition. Well, anyway, you have this in between these two technologies, pot stills that have been used for centuries, and then the column still that was, as we know it, largely invented in the early 1800s. You kind of had what we call a chamber still, and the best way I can describe it to folks is it's, if you can imagine having 3 pot stills stacked on top of each other, that's kind of how it works. Even that's really doing it a bit of a disservice. But the interesting thing about these stills is that they work at a really high pressure, and much higher than, basically they work at least 3 to 4 or even 5 times what the atmospheric pressure is. And what ends up happening, I think a lot of people think of distillation as we're kind of manipulating, we're taking advantage of different boiling points, and they think of boiling point as just a temperature. We know water boils at 212 degrees. We know ethanol boils at 178. So somewhere in there, right? Like we kind of understand that. There's that's the temperature that something's going to boil at, and we can get ethanol and flavors and stuff. Well, the other component to boiling point is actually pressure, and the higher the pressure is, the higher the higher the temperature has to go before something starts to boil. So if you're at 3, 4, or 5 times atmospheric pressure, that boiling point goes up. But that also means that you're able to extract other compounds outside of the grain that you would never be able to get otherwise.
Yeah. Right. So you're like one of 3 in the world, right? Is that what I understand?
One of 3 operational in the world. There's a couple others that are coming online in the next few years. I've got a client of mine out in Oregon that is in the process of installing his. We're friends with the Neely family out of Sparta. They just commissioned theirs, which I think theirs will probably be up and going in the next year. But yeah, in the United States, there's only 2 of us right now. There's us and Leopold Brothers, of course, and then there's an interesting one in Barbados that was built back in the 1950s that they just recommissioned in the past few years, and it's more of a 4-chamber still, and they use it to make rum, and it's an interesting one, but yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about what we got here in front of us. The first one I'm looking at, I don't know which one you want to go first. I got the Danko Rye, and we've got the Bloody Butcher Bourbon. Both of these are a little over a year old.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys want to go first?
Let's start with the bourbon, and I'll give you a little bit of background here. So when we started production, the question came up that always comes up at every project I work on. Every distillery has this question. Hey, are we going to source whiskey from somebody else? Our owner, he made his fortune. He's kind of the American dream sort of guy. Really great guy to work for, but he takes a lot of pride in the various companies that he owns and that he runs. He's a manufacturing guy. And to him, he was like, no, I want the stuff we sell, I want it to be made by us. Well, an interesting thing came up. One of my old distilleries had some barrels come up, and so I still made them, but I just didn't make them at Iron City. And he was like, that is kind of a nice story. So we bought those barrels, and so we have a few things on shelves just out of our gift shop and things like that. That's actually what I'm drinking here. But what I wanted to send you guys was the stuff that we're working on at Iron City. And granted, we've barely been in production for 2 years. So I was like, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna send them something young that's not ready, and and if you don't like it, I won't be offended. But so the first one that you have.
But to be fair, I have nothing else to compare it to. Meaning that I don't know what a 1 year or 2 year bourbon should taste like.
Well, and that's the thing. Depending on who you talk to, it's going to be very different. But I sent you guys, a bourbon and a rye. Our single malt we're not even going to release our single malt for another 6 or 7 years at least. So that's way out of the picture. But so first off, we deal exclusively in Pennsylvania grown heirloom grains. If it's not grown in Pennsylvania, I don't want to deal with it. There's no offense to other farmers or anything, but I am that kind of hippie minded dude that I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep all the money local. So we work directly with our farmers, and we really try to nurture that relationship. And we really haven't we haven't fed into the commodity grain stream or anything like that. Most of the bourbon that's made in the United States is with Yellow Dent No. 2 corn. And there's another, I love a lot of those bourbons, but we wanted to use something different that had a lot more character to it. You can YouTube, you've probably seen it, but you can YouTube videos of people taking a bite out of a cob of Yellow Dent No. 2, and it's hilarious because it really doesn't taste like anything. In fact, it's kind of gross. Now it makes great bourbon, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't have a lot of character to it. So we worked with a farmer. We're working with some different heirlooms now, but we bought some Bloody Butcher, which is a red corn, open pollinated. It's grown about 2.5 hours away from us towards the middle of the state. So this bourbon is 79% Bloody Butcher. If you've had the Jeptha Creed bourbons, they use a lot of Bloody Butcher as well. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, we make it a little differently than they do, but yeah.
So. Yeah, we've had our experiences with Jeptha Creed.
Yeah, we're done. Okay. We're done.
All right, fair enough. I'll stay out of that one. But
sorry.
All right, let's try this.
Let's give this a try.
It's all good. No, Bloody Butcher has a bit of fruitiness, earthiness to it, a lot of butteriness to it, especially when it's young. So 79% Bloody Butcher, 9% of this is wheat, 9% of it is rye, and then the remaining 3% is malted barley. So technically it's a 4 grain, But this is, I gave you guys all this. I tried to give you guys more information than you could possibly want. So we have this whole policy of extreme transparency and everything with the company. You can ask us anything you want about how we produce things. We'll tell you whatever you want. I've written a couple books for the distilling industry. I write all these articles and teach all these. I told my bosses, like, all my tricks of the trade, if you can even call them that, are out there. There's no point in trying to hide anything from anybody.
Yeah.
Proprietary stuff is in my mind kind of silly at this point.
Well,
no,
I could say, just on the nose of this, I mean, you could tell this is very young.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I get the it smells like a white dog, like something right off the still.
Yeah,
I've
never smelled a white dog, but it's just. I mean, it's just corn to me. That's all I smell.
You smell white dogs.
I don't know what the hell a white dog smells like. So I got brindle dogs at home. Sorry.
White dog is the actual distillate that comes off the still that goes into the bag.
Yes, I've never smelled that before.
Okay, well, that's basically. I mean, that's what I get out of it.
It just smells like a lot of corn to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at 79%, it's going to smell like a lot of corn right now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't.
Honestly,
I have nothing to compare this to, so I will remain neutral.
I mean,
yeah,
it's rough for me, and I'm new to the bourbon industry. I'm talking 6 months. I've been in this, so.
Oh, we got to keep in mind too. Like you said, this is young. It's been in a barrel for a year.
Right. But I mean, it's not like our worst bourbon of the year kind of stuff.
No.
But I mean, no. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying
I'll take it.
It's
it'll be interesting to see how this progresses.
Though.
Absolutely.
And what is your anticipation as far as releases? How long you want to let this age? Are you looking for 4 years?
This won't see the light of day for at least another 3 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay.
The whole thing that we like to do with this kind of, we bring people in and we let them taste the stuff off the bat. The thing is, I work, like I said, I work all over the U.S. I work, in Central and South America. I work in the UK and Europe. And I remember I was on a trip in Scotland a couple years ago, and I had a few days off. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to go tour some distilleries just for fun. Like I got the time. And so I wanted to go see the new Macallan distillery.
Oh, wow.
And because it's, if you guys have, read or seen anything about it, I mean, the obviously the Macallan is iconic, but their new distillery is just unbelievable. And so I went in, I took a tour. I didn't say, that I'm in the industry or anything like that. I just wanted to see, what they were doing. And it was interesting. They sit you down at the end of the tour, you do a tasting. The last thing you get to taste is their new make. And I was shocked they let people taste their new make spirit. Because, new make spirit is, it's the Macallan, right? It's this iconic whiskey that sells for, they're 18 years, like, $400 a bottle. And, I mean, it's very expensive stuff and it's phenomenal for a reason, but it's meant to be in a barrel for many years.
Right.
And new make on it, for whiskeys that, if a new make, arguably, if a new make tastes really good right off the still, unless you're a distiller, it's one of those things that only a distiller could love.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is we make whiskeys that are meant to be in the barrel for a while. And the idea is that over the next couple of years, that new make character is going to increase in complexity. You're going to get this integration of wood sugars. You're going to get some evaporative losses. So some of the edges will start to smooth off and you'll get some sweetness, vanilla and oak character that kind of blends in with a lot of that fruit and buttery notes too. And that corn should settle down. And we actually started tasting through some of the other lots yesterday, and we're already starting to see that happen.
Wow.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's. We just cracked open the rye.
Yep. Are you guys big rye fans?
I'm a rye fan.
Yeah. We got quite a bit of like our I guess our kind of go-to right now is a New Riff 8-year rye.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's excellent. I kind of like Sagamore's Double Oak and
Angel's Envy rye.
Angel's Envy
like
rye.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. So we do a very traditional, and this is we do a very traditional style of Pennsylvania rye. We cook at a very low temperature, so that rye character is in there. A lot of distilleries will cook at a higher temperature, and you lose a lot of the volatiles from the grain. So a lot of the spice cabinet character, a lot of the grain character kind of goes away. Not that it makes a bad whiskey, it just makes a different whiskey.
Right.
We really wanted, because I've been fortunate to try whiskeys from before Prohibition that have actually been held really well. And so that's the style that we're really after. And we feel like we're pretty close to it. So
yeah, and as far as this one, I get kind of same notes. I get that very young,
grain forward.
Forward.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, it's not great, but again, it's young, so it's kind of hard to judge what this is going to be, in 4 years.
Absolutely.
I assume the rye you're going to have sit for another 3 years as well.
Oh yeah. We've got time on it. Yeah, we've got time on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say you've been distilling 2 years. I mean, you got a couple years still left on some other barrels. So you maybe another year or two you'll be putting out some bottles.
Yeah, potentially. Okay. 2 or 3 year rye is not uncommon these days.
Right.
But it just depends. So we'll see. We likely, if we do release anything, it's not gonna leave our property all that soon.
Yeah. Now, do you do anything else as far as gins and vodkas, or is this just all?
We do gin. Yeah, we do gin as well. And we have some projects internally that we're kind of staying mum about right now. But I've been fortunate. I get put on rum and brandy projects and gin projects and different types of liqueurs, and I get to make a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
I know I was intrigued to read about your distillery and what you're doing. I'm from Washington, Pennsylvania myself.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Go steal it. Here we go. That's right. Here we go.
It all ties in.
All about the interest.
But no, I mean your 3-chamber still and being only like 3 in the world that are operational, and so I just I reached out to you and said, hey, I'm intrigued, I'd like to learn a lot more, and I appreciate you sending us these samples. Again, like I said, I mean, I'd be very interested to see how these actually progress, and what the finished product is going to be. Because
like I said, it takes it's not something I expected you guys to really be into. That's why I thought it was interesting that you guys reached out to us. But when people do, I'm happy to send samples along. This is what we do. But yeah, these are by no means ready for prime time right now.
Right.
But that is the magic. I mean, I've written a whole book on cask management and barrel maturation for distillers. This is just part of it. Yeah.
So you said I guess you're affiliated with Iron City Beer, right? The owner has a
yeah, that's our sister company.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, my dad was a big Iron City beer drinker back in the day. So
the brands went through a bit of a hard time there.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, the quality control was not that great, and then our owner bought the company. And basically had the brewery rebuilt.
Wow.
And and I've tasted stuff from before and I've tasted stuff after, and they're miles apart. That's true.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
We've been very fortunate. We've been bringing Iron City drinkers back, which is great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that is. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's stay in touch. Let's try to, see how this goes and, as it progresses, and we'll get you back on and like another iteration, maybe, or something down the road.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
2 years.
No, it'll be interesting to see where they're at, honestly. It's the maturation of any distillery. I'm glad you guys aren't taking shortcuts and doing the MGP route. So good for you all.
Yeah. I've nothing against MGP, but there's enough of it out there.
Right. No, I get it, but it's risky what you're doing, but you know what? You're gonna do it your way, and I definitely have respect for you guys doing that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Got more control over what's going to happen to you. Yeah. So.
All right, very good.
Well, all right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Let's stay in touch.
Thanks for your time.
We'll see you later.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
See you, man.
All right. So interesting. It's a young company, and we'll hopefully, if we're around in a couple of years, we'll find out what they do.
Yeah. Like I said, we knew going in that these were probably going to be a little rough. But
I had to give me a pour of it. I gotta be honest with you. I never went for the second one.
Well, I mean,
it was rough. It was, but I mean, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know 1 or 2 year bourbon that would be good to begin with.
Right.
Which, by the way, and I'm not trying to dog anybody. This has nothing to do with him. I swear to God, there is a distillery out there that's in Kentucky that will be named nameless, remain nameless, whatever. But their niche, I swear to God, is they purposely sell 2-year bourbons.
Really?
They purposely do. And it's a friend of a friend of mine. And that friend is my mother-in-law's friend. My mother-in-law was like, "Hey, why don't you have her on our show?" And I was like, "Fuck that. I am not having her on our show because I'm a destroyer." Because I said, I don't know what she's doing. Because she's very, very successful in the wine business. Okay. So she's got some fuck you money.
Right.
And so she decided to get in the bourbon business. And I guess the history of it, yada, yada, led her to where she's a 2-year bourbon. And that's what they did back in the whatever day. And she wants to resurrect that history. I get all that, but like fucking consult with somebody.
You may have had to do it with 2-year bourbon back in the day to make money somehow. But
yeah, she said, "Well, it won a gold medal." I said, "You know what?" I said, "I could turn in fucking water. It's gonna win a double gold medal." Because here's what it is: you give them money, the spirits competition, you're gonna get a fucking medal. Let's be honest. Fucking Fresh won a medal. So I mean, I'm not going. Hey, this is not gonna be a negative Nelly freaking episode, but I'm just telling you, and Iron City is not that. I'm not trying to draw comparisons because they're not a finished product. This other one is. So my point is I don't have anything to compare it with. So the 1-year, 2-year that I tried, is it awful? It most certainly is awful. But I think any 1 or 2-year bourbon is going to be awful.
Right.
So I have nothing to compare it to. So that's why I didn't really ask me questions tonight, and that's why I kind of just
Well,
just
have you've had White Dog, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I've had White Dog, but I knew why I had White Dog.
Right. But I mean, that's what I got out of it. I got that corn smell, that taste of White Dog.
I got Jeff Creed flashbacks.
I'm sorry that the rye smelled so bad I couldn't try it.
Wow.
But again, to be fair,
the tiniest of cells.
I'm going to say it 100 times over.
And I'm a rye guy.
This was not meant to be bottled. So.
No, this was not meant to.
It wasn't. And it was a good experiment.
I appreciate for
Matt.
few people that, it's Matt, but for a few people that are still dialed in, we're going to get onto some trivia. We're going to get onto our regular schedule program. We're going to get onto some fantasy football. Yes, Justin, it may give me the shits. We'll see.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you call it what it is. We do this on the show all the time. So was it daring for him to come on? Sure, it was. Was the bourbon was good? No, it was not. But you know, you want to pass judgment because he's not ready to bottle yet. But
Right.
Well, you know he's not ready to bottle yet. So
he better be careful with that heirloom corn. I'm just saying, like,
Well,
that's code. That's code for bloody butcher.
Well,
and that's code for god awful.
Somebody else who does that, and
I know one. I know more failed. All right, let me say this. I know more bourbons that have tried bloody butcher corn that don't do it right than I do ones that have done it right. McBrayer has done it right.
Yes.
Savage and Cook has done it right.
Yep.
Okay. I can name you a bunch of them that have not done it right.
Yep. I agree.
So it's like bloody butcher and also like almost like pot still. They will bring out the imperfections if they're already.
If they're not done right, you're right.
Correct.
Yep, absolutely.
Well,
You
really?
I'm just saying that. I don't know. That was that was awful.
Yeah, heard my opinion.
Well, and like I said, we're honest. We're you know, and he knew that we were going to be talking about, like, you know, so a couple of things I want to bring up real quick. Let's see, where are our notes here?
They're right here.
Now, let's see. Oh, big news.
Really?
If you've been following along, Old Carter was up on the auction block and looked like it was going to be the end of Old Carter. And actually, Mark actually stepped up and bought it back out of the auction. So he's going to continue to run Old Carter. So it's not going to go away anytime soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And another bit of news is finally American Single Malt has their official whiskey category. They finally have categorized American Single Malt.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes. Let's see what else. Kind of looming right now on the horizon that people are kind of talking about right now. We're not sure where it's going to go. Is where these the tariffs are going to come in. That's being threatened right now. You know, when Trump was president the first time, there was a 25% tariff. He's threatening 50% tariff. So there is some concern out there for that. I got some articles and links I'll post up on our notes page if you want to go out and read those. So that's pretty much what I got. So if you're ready to roll onto a game, let's roll it.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a few of you guys on here, which I appreciate you guys hanging in there. But let's you want to do football first?
Yeah. Let's do Monday Night Football.
Monday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's playing Monday Night Football?
We have the Saints at the Packers. Now, I don't know if this is going to sway anybody's decision on who they pick, but the Packers are favored by 13.5
Against
The
the Saints.
I wasn't listening.
That's a hell of a spread.
I would take the fucking spread.
Yeah. Well, we're not playing spread.
We're
Oh,
not
sorry.
playing spread.
Sorry.
We're just picking the winner.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
pick the Saints or
Yes,
pick the
Jeff,
Packers.
we know you want the Packers. Anybody else want the Packers? Speak up while you get it. You know, yeah. Speak up now.
Packers by 21. There you go, Justin. All
All right. So if the Packers don't win by 21, Justin, do you not get thrown into the drawing?
We might send them a sample of our Danko rye.
By the way, I bottle killed this during the interview.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
I
God,
had
that was
something.
hilarious.
I had something to wash. I had to get something to wash it down. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
I saw you.
I know. I had a bottle kill this thing. So I ended up bottle killing this during the interview. I felt bad, but anywho. Yeah. What are you doing, fucker?
Nobody can see that. Turn that shit around. There you go.
Yeah. See
No, I was showing the bottle, the emptiness of the bottle. Pay attention.
All right. So Malort, no, I hear that's like the most god awful whiskey in the world. So I've yet to have something like that. So
Well, we may have some because if anybody recalls, we had Bourbon Berry on a couple weeks ago.
yeah, he's gonna send us some
Yeah,
Malort.
he's going to send us some Malort.
That's
Package
right.
will be here tomorrow.
Okay. So
We'll
all right.
see.
Other things. Let's see. All right, let's we can do the trivia. But
So we got everybody
We'll
picking
do
on the
fantasy
Packers or the Saints. So we'll go back and we'll get this off the show. But
yeah, okay.
all right, and then now what we
Then
got?
you want to do the fantasy football an hour later?
Bourbon Kid, are you serious? That's not horrible. I mean, I'll try it, but I'm just saying.
All right. All right. Well, tell you what, since we're holding off on trivia,
What's not horrible?
Malort, probably.
Oh,
Malort.
Oh, I've never had it, so I couldn't tell you.
Reminds me of a grateful. Oh, I don't like grapefruit.
No, grapefruit's nasty. All right, so
We also can do
fantasy football.
as far as player of the week.
And this week we're picking tight ends, and Bourbon and Ballz has picked Sam Laporta.
All right, that's you. Yeah,
That's me. I picked it. Yes.
All right, so
That's
people
all
out
I did.
there pick somebody other than Sam Laporta for the Lions. Now you can pick just a team, and then we'll get the tight end for that.
Right. I'll
Justin says he has 5 bottles of Malort.
All right, Justin picks George Kittle. So, all right. So now we're giving him something. So I will.
So everybody put your picks in, and in the meantime, I guess you're going to start Kahoot.
I'm gonna get Kahoots ready.
All
Where are you
right.
going?
I gotta do this thing over here.
Oh, TikTok.
Yep.
What did you do to TikTok?
Just hang on.
No, I can't hang on. I've got nothing to hold on to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get Kahoots ready.
You can get ready.
So the category tonight, by the way, is the movie Christmas Vacation. So
The answer is
if
C.
you guys have seen that movie, you should do very, very well with this quiz. And the winner of tonight's Kahoots will get. Rob, why don't you tell the people at home what they'll get?
Let's see. First,
No, let's see. We already decided.
I had to see.
Oh, let's
see.
see.
Let's
I thought you were
see.
just like drumming up shit.
No. It's going to be the Old McBrayer Bourbon Single Barrel,
Yes.
the Old McBrayer Bourbon Bottled and Bond,
Yes.
the Cedarbrook Cedar Single Barrel,
Yes.
and the Cedarbrook 100 Proof.
Yes.
So a sample of each of those. So 4 samples total.
Yes.
All right. So if you're out there on TikTok, the code.
You should echo that in there like you do with other
Oh
guys.
my gosh. They'll never. By the time he does it, it'll be.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it has to be like that.
The code for Kahoot is 930-2682. So if you want to jump on a Kahoot game, maybe win some samples of some Old McBrayer,
4 samples.
4 samples of Old McBrayer.
Yes.
PIN number is 930-2682, and we'll give you a minute or so to get on there.
Yes, the PIN number is 930-2682.
Yep.
I found a shortcut to do these questions now.
Oh, yeah. AI?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You can only do that one time, though.
What do you mean?
Now, you can only do one game with AI, and then you have to pay for it after that.
No, you don't.
I do. That's what I did.
What AI are you using?
AI on Kahoot.
No, I'm using ChatGPT.
Oh,
Oh.
You know what I do? I said, hey, give me 10 questions for trivia for a YouTube video show and with answers, and they give them to me, and then they spit it out. And then I sat there and copy and paste.
Spit it out.
Oh wow. So I've been using Gemini at work.
Yeah, some people do use Gemini.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Google version. Yeah.
I mean,
But a little bit more about
my sister. My sister's
let's
here.
get these bottles out that we're giving away tonight.
Yeah.
Get those bottles out. You're gonna have to get the other one out because we freaking bottle killed this thing.
So
but you might not want to do that on this table. It's a little shaky.
Fine.
If it falls, it'll break.
2, 3.
You guys are in for a treat.
Where's the 4th one?
I don't know. Where's the 4th one?
You're missing one.
Well, that's
You're missing that silver.
That's
The regular one.
This one I haven't opened yet.
Yes.
So these are the 4 that you will get.
Yes, you will. These are the 4. Hold on, let me remove this. These are the 4 bourbons samples that you guys will get. It is, like I said, from W.H. McBrayer. Again, there's a lot of history with this, but I will say this. In our top 16 bourbons of the year, and it's doing quite well.
Yep, it is. Do we want to talk about anything else that was transpiring yesterday?
Not the latter part, no.
Okay, all right.
No, we can't. We can't do
Can't
that.
do that.
No,
So,
not do that. But you can talk about everything else.
oh yeah, we already mentioned the history and everything that was involved with that. I did. Yeah, I got his book and the McBrayer Legacy, and he was kind enough to sign it for me. But yeah, just the history of everything and how everything ties together. And we wouldn't have E.H. Taylor or Wild Turkey today if it wasn't for William McBrayer.
Right.
Honestly. So
Jack Weston's asking if you ever tried wood hat. I've never even heard of it.
never heard of it.
If we could get some background on that, that'd be interesting to hear about.
Let's Google it. Wood hat.
Well, why don't we get the Kahoot game on?
Well, we only got like 6 people in here, and Bakowski's in it, so that's like saying Bakowski's gonna win.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My sister puts up a pretty tough game.
Okay, well, it is Christmas vacation. So.
Yeah. So
we
can I jump in real quick?
No, you fucker, you cannot say.
Why the fuck can't I jump in?
So,
Wood hat
fine.
Distillery out of Florence, New Florence, Missouri.
You do your research while we're doing the game.
All right, we're gonna do the game. We're gonna give it 10. I don't know, 20 more seconds, and then we're gonna start this game. And Bakowski, you can go ahead and get these 4 samples. I'm just saying, guys. You beat Bakowski.
I mean, we've got what 12 people in here. Is that the number?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's a light night tonight.
It's like 14 total, but
Yeah, Bakowski, the shitter is full.
yeah.
And it's not my fault this time.
You know, the fact that he says that, you can tell he watched this 100 times.
And again, TikTok, we got quite a few on TikTok right now. 930-2682 if you want to get on Kahoot.
Why don't you
game.
type that into the
You
comment?
comment, didn't you?
That's right, I can. Kahoot.
Kahoot. You're not typing.
Oh, that's because they're going to do it up here.
I'll do balls.
Kahoot. Code.
Sorry, TikTok.
930. Let's see. 2682. There. Yeah, I'm trying to do 10 things at once.
Ken,
Yeah.
you're trying to do what?
Have you had the bottom bong yet?
Nope. I was going to try it to.
Okay,
Did
well,
you
we
ask?
misk as well open up the rest of these things.
Well, those are.
Did
those
you
are-
ask?
I was going to offer something to him.
Did you ask?
Yeah, Ben.
This didn't come from the back shelf.
It did. But it is
You
pretty
want
good.
One other thing I
Don't let my arm.
just want to bring up to everybody, if you haven't followed along before, if anybody's heard of Knows Your Bourbon,
Okay.
this is if you're new to bourbon or you want to learn more about what you're going to get as far as the notes. There is a standard edition, and then there is an expansion pack. We do have both.
They're both the same size.
They're both the same size, but they got different scents and stuff in them.
Yeah, I'm going
but,
to take this one out with me next.
There is a 10% discount code. If you go to knowsyourbourbon.com, and if you purchase this and enter the code BAB10, you will get 10% off of one of the kits or both. And if you're looking for somebody that's for a little Christmas gift, I don't know if it'll get here before Christmas,
I
but
was going to say you're putting your luck there.
yeah. So that's your code.
All right, here we go. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Question number 1. I got this from the internet too, so don't kill me. What is the name of Clark's wife in National? Well, I guess it's in any movie, but
Well, one's a real name. Beverly is a real name, isn't it?
yes, it is a real name.
But it's Ellen in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
See, I didn't even say anything.
Hey,
I'm being good.
Stan. All
All
right.
right, here we go. Question number 2.
Stan Saber.
What is the name of the Griswold family dog? Why do you say that?
Because they're.
Remember the dog chased the
Well,
squirrel?
but that's. Hang on. Okay, that's not their dog.
Sparky?
That is Uncle
What do you mean? It's their dog.
Eddie's. That's Eddie's dog.
No, it's
Oh, that Eddie gave it to them.
No, he brought it with him whenever they were coming over to visit.
Bourbon Nerd took the lead.
All right. What is the first Christmas decoration that Clark hangs on the house?
On the house?
Yes.
A giant oven inflatable Santa.
Hey, I got this from Chat GPT, so I'm just saying.
You're supposed to check it for proper grammar.
Yes.
Hey,
So,
San
most people got it
Antonio on
right.
TikTok. Welcome. Look at that
Oh.
Stan.
Oh,
Dan
damn.
Bourbon Nerd.
Where'd
fight-
Matt go? Matt's over there. Oh, he's fourth.
And
Yeah.
What does Clark Griswold want for Christmas? Now, I had to take one of the answers out because I thought it was kind of tricky.
well, that's what he wants, but yeah.
But then he wanted the
boss. He wanted his boss over there and a bow. So
Right, but he wanted the pool, though, right?
well, that's what he's going to use the bonus check for is to put the pool in.
Right.
Yes,
But
exactly.
he says at the end of the show, hey, if anybody's looking for any last minute gifts, I want my boss, Mr. Shaw,
Oh, yes.
right here in front
What
of
is the name of the department store worker where Clark goes to buy his Christmas gift for his wife? Remember that girl?
Uh-huh.
Remember that lady? Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting a little nipply.
It's chili.
Yes.
By chili, I mean I'm hungry.
She says what her name is for a moment.
Yeah. And he says, oh, no shit.
Her name was Mary.
Stands on a roll, man.
All right.
5 in a
That
row.
comes out of nowhere. Man, Stan's like a whole question ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 6. Who plays the character of Cousin Eddie? Come on, people. Everybody gets it. Let's see how quick you can get it. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of Stan and Husky Dog, we learned something
What?
that Husky Dog is
Yeah.
Stan's dad.
I thought they were the same person.
I thought they were the same person too. So
Yeah,
I apologize.
Yeah, I apologize. All these months, I apologize. What does Cousin Eddie empty into the sewer at the end of the movie? Well, Bukowski already answered it a minute ago, but here we go. Yes, damn you people. All right, no one moved. All right, 8 out of 10. Here we go. What does Clark Griswold accidentally do to the Christmas tree lights outside of his house?
They accidentally do?
That's what AI said.
I don't know that I have.
It's a power outage.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Here we go. Double points. Here we go. Last 2 questions are double points. What is the name of Clark's boss?
Touches
Why? Why did you do this? Why would you say it?
I didn't know that I had a question.
Oh my gosh.
Taking a long time there, guys.
That didn't take a long time. People are wondering what the name of the guy's name is. It's Mr. Shirley. Only 3 of you guys got that.
Wow.
Oh, Stan's holding on.
Uh-oh.
He's
Stan's
nine
gonna have
up.
to miss this in order not to get the.
Matt's creeping up though.
Yeah, here we go.
He better get this.
Here we go. Final question. What does Clark end up getting for his Christmas bonus?
Well, that's tricky. That's tricky
It's a little tricky.
because it's not actually what he ends up with.
Well, this is what.
Well, come on.
He
Don't.
gets jelly of the
this is
month,
what
of,
that's
Right.
but he also gets whatever.
Right.
All right, so, Matt-
20%.
Matt comes in at third out of the
place.
board. That's good. Zach, you barely missed it, buddy. Number 1 held on, I believe. Dan, yes. So Stan, I guess let us know if it's the same address. I can imagine it is.
Well, he did. He gave us his address in one of the messages. I saw it, yeah. But send it to us anyway. Well, that way we've got it clear.
Yes,
And
exactly.
send it where?
Look who's on there, Mr. Bob.
Hey, Bob.
And where?
Hold on. What did Bob say? Snots is Eddie's dog. He's right. It's not.
Yeah, that's not Eddie's dog.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have a dog.
Yes, they did.
Obviously, they
killed
did.
Remember they killed
That
Aunt
wasn't-
Edna.
that was Aunt Edna's dog.
They had a dog.
I don't ever remember them having a dog. I remember Eddie's dog.
Matt, Bob, will you please clear this up whether or not the Griswold had the dogs? I'm not sure.
All right. Anyway, tell Stan what email.
bourbonandballs@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just to make sure.
And then, guys, don't forget in the Monday shows, and we're going to have a special Saturday show. But don't forget in the Monday shows, the Saturday, by the way, to be fair, it's probably not going to be released till Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I got shit to do.
Yeah.
But, and it may not be that good.
Why not?
It's going to be great.
I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, editing wise, it may not be that good. It may be a little raw
Oh, well.
because I don't have so much time to produce it.
All right. Well,
So, anyways, my point is,
Put that back on.
I'm not sure what my point is. Only to say that, yes.
We'll get her point across.
that's funny there, Husky. Yeah. Send it to his
Greg.
Yes, right. Husky Dog, we'll send it to you. If that's okay with Stan, I'm sure it is.
No, Stan. Send us.
You're getting a really good pour. Right now, these 4 bottles are they're good. They're probably what my favorite go-to is right now.
Yeah, I mean, we still got Limestone Farms up there. We still got A.M. Scott. We still got
Milan
Milan Green. I mean, they're all great.
Yes, they are.
And it's just sometimes it's hard to pick. I mean, it really is.
But if you haven't had them, you can get them online at Legacy Spirits McBrayer. Kentucky, I'm sorry. Kentucky sells them. Ohio does not sell them. Interesting fact of why they don't sell them. Tell them what he told us yesterday about who got delisted from Ohio.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Bourbon Pursuit Double Oak Rye.
Yeah, they got
delisted from OHLQ because supposedly if you don't sell a certain lot,
it's 500 bottles a year.
Yeah. Then they'll take you out of the list and they won't bring you back. They delist
and you're
you
suspended from anywhere from a year to 5 years.
Yeah, 1 to 5 years. So, that's one reason why he's not in Ohio yet, because he's young. He's just getting things moving, and he doesn't want to take that risk of being delisted with OHLQ.
Right.
But if you do get on McBraerLegacySpirits.com, I think is the address, you can order for pickup.
Or delivery.
For pickup, it's down at the
Vintage Revival Spirits.
Yeah, Revival Spirits. You can go down there and pick it up, or they will ship it to your house.
And I think the prices are anywhere. They're actually pretty sensible here. They're anywhere from like what 65 to
65 to 80,
like 85.
85, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I think this the single barrel blue label here is 85, and I think this bottle here was 75.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal pour.
Yep.
Cedarbrook. That bridge that they're trying to rebuild connects the W.H. McBrayer land to the Wild Turkey land.
Right, and for every bottle of Cedar Grove that is sold, $5 goes to help fund the repair of that bridge.
I think you're going to end up being inundated with McBrayer. We're gonna mention this quite a few times because I think there's a lot of brands out there that aren't just known. It's not because of their bourbon, for sure. He's got great bourbon. He's got a proprietary mash bill that was handed over to him from that he handed over to E.H. Taylor. He's got trademarks on him. It's very interesting to taste the history of it, to know the history of it. Jeff, I think, probably enjoys it a little bit more than I do. Because
I geek out on that. When you start talking history, I geek out on it. But it's like anything else. I mean, I put this in the category of Limestone Farms and Milan Green. The new younger distilleries in this area, the new to us kind of distilleries. This is one of the top ones up on their list with those guys. We're not knocking anybody else, but
no, we're not. But we always have go-tos in the moment, right?
Right.
And right now in the moment for us is W.H. McBrayer. A month ago, it was Milan Green or Limestone Farms.
Right. And then before that was A.M. Scott. And those
are
all still our go-tos. It's just this is the new shiny tool.
Right, and then starting in January, we are going to start doing Bourbon of the Month highlight, and we'll give you more details as we go along.
Yeah, well,
I think we're going to do Bourbon Brawls, right?
We could do that. We could tell
Correct,
them
but we're going to do a Bourbon of the Month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to do
It's
bring back our Bourbon Brawl, where we have 2 bottles of pit each. We test and taste and note and all that, score it, and then it'll go on, and then after a month or a quarter, 12 shows basically, we'll have a champion, and that champion will go to the Bourbon of the Year lineup at the end of the year.
We'll only have 4 bourbon.
No, that'll be just
That's just get automatic.
Automatic.
An automatic bid.
Yeah.
So did they get a buy?
There's no buys in 16.
But
Right.
but so yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're going to get an automatic bid, they should get a buy or at least be the home team kind of thing.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe the home team should get some extra points. I don't know.
Maybe we have a
Maybe we
play-in
should
game,
do something.
Who
I mean,
knows?
maybe we need to look into this further before we just start.
So right now we are very, very high on McBrayer, and there's more news to come. Hopefully down the road that we can share with you. We can't share with you right now.
Yeah.
But
It's very exciting news. Too.
very exciting news. So other than that, that's all I have on McBrayer.
Yeah, that's all
All
I
right.
got.
And then we got some new bottles, a new bottle haul. If
We
you
do.
guys care to know, we got bring out we got the black label of the Old Forester.
We got the
We don't have that.
single barrel,
Mhm.
100 proof,
Mhm.
Old Forester. We've got. Here's the other Cedarbrook. Did we open that one already?
Well, see,
Which-
only
which-
4 Cedar Brooks.
There's 2 Cedar Brooks.
There we go, dude.
First.
This is
Yeah.
already here.
We got that one right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't open it. Good.
Well, show that on the camera. They can't see it.
There we go.
We got it's behind you. The 2024-04.
Let's move some of this up.
Yeah, put those McBurrs back. So, show them the Copper Sky that we got down there at the bottom right.
Got a couple of those.
That's our bottle haul so far. And then I also got this, Jeff. I don't know if you know this.
What the hell is that going on back there?
Holy sh!
I got another Russell 15.
Ooh.
Put that in the camera. And then, then we got I got this one today. Here we go. I got this. This is our bottle haul of the month, I guess you could say. My fucking bottle haul.
Well, I've got at home. I got the single barrel McBrayer and the
Okay.
old McBrayer Cedarbrook.
Okay. So those are the ones that we've gotten in lately. I think we're gonna eventually we're gonna give those away on samples. It's just right now we haven't had them ourselves. Well, Russell's 15 we have. He's got it back up. But I haven't tried the black label, the new Copper Sky Amaretto, and then also the latest Bookers. So we'll do a show on it. Oh, that one.
Yeah,
The My Lemon Green Unabridged.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be their premium My Lemon Green, right?
Yes,
And we love their very small batch.
Yeah, very small batch.
And that's in the final 4. We can announce that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I picked up a Limestone Farms lottery down at New Riff on Sunday.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah.
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 I did.
What'd you get? The Bloodline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
Good,
I
good,
was
good stuff.
I saw it on the shelf. I was like, holy shit! They only had 3 of them, so I picked up one. I think Jeff got one.
Yeah.
And
And speaking of that, we had a good time this past Sunday with Cast 529.
Oh, yeah.
and
Andy
Grady
Road.
Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all met down at New Riff and sat there and Shauna fed us.
Yeah,
She did.
oh my gosh! Yeah, I tried.
That could have been any nicer.
Yeah, and then
She was-
we headed over to Party Source and bellied up to the bar and had quite a few of the dollar pours.
Dollar shops.
Real quick, for a few of you guys that are on, I just want to get a snapshot, and this won't be the end all be all. I just want to get a feel for what you guys think. So we're about to do the final 4. Do you guys prefer us to do the final 4 on a recording, or do you guys want us to do that live on a Thursday show? Now, mind you, we don't know for sure whether or not we can do it on live because Jeff might have a conflicting schedule.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, Is that something you guys want to do on a live, or you rather just see the recording?
Yeah, I've got family coming in for Christmas from out of state, and I don't know what my plans
That's
are.
pretty important.
You know,
Family trumps everything.
that's right, it does.
That's
and
right.
So I'm kind of playing it by ear right now as to whether or not I'd be able to make it here on Thursday, day after Christmas.
I'm just gonna move out of the way here.
There.
Do you got it now?
We're good.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I step back up now?
Yep.
Are you
No,
sure?
you stay in that position the whole entire time.
Get the fuck out of my way.
So Castle was asking, if we could do it live, that'd be great. So that's definitely a thought.
Hey,
Bourbon
Dollar
Kitty
Bill.
says live would be fun. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Dollar Bill, welcome. You missed a couple of things. Feel free to rewind it. Right now, we're asking the question of, whether or not we want to do this live as far as the final four bourbon of the year,
Right.
Yeah.
which will be double blinded,
And
triple, whatever.
if anything, we can, if you want to do it live, I don't know if you can we can record my tasting of them and you can play it in.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know how we could do that. Like I said, I'll
We'll
play
figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe we could bring Weller down here and he can sit Jeff's place.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we tried that. Trust me.
Is that why I ended up here? Because Weller couldn't do it.
Dollar Bill says live as well, so we'll definitely see what we can do. But if we gotta get it recorded, then so be it. But let's make some efforts. Then maybe we'll try to do it live.
Yeah, we'll try.
All right, boys and girls. It's a weird night tonight on all levels. When we did our recordings, that was weird. And next week, do we have anybody on the show? Or are we gonna be able to do just straight up games and
Next week, no, we don't have anybody scheduled right now to be on the show.
okay, so good. So we'll have two games then.
Yep.
We'll have a couple of trivia games. We'll have some giveaways. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. But that won't be the end of the year live.
It will be.
It won't be.
It won't be. No, it won't.
Will we know then?
I don't know.
Hold on here.
Yeah, it will be because we won't be back until the 2nd.
Oh shit, that would be.
Are we not doing New Year's?
So we'll announce it when we find out. You think?
When for what?
Well, no.
Yeah, we're not doing the New Year's anymore.
Oh, we can.
January 2nd. Shit.
Yeah, we're January 2nd.
When will you find out? You think?
As far as live for I don't know. Whenever they come in town, which will be this weekend.
Oh, but you'll find out then.
Yeah.
No, so we'll put it on our community page.
Yeah. Yep.
If we're gonna do it live, or we'll do a recorded show.
Live
Okay.
or Memorex.
All right, very good. And then don't forget on December the 30th, we have a special live show with the OGs with Bob and also Beth. Us three are going to get the band back together, and we're just going to do a live. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We're just going to I think it's just good just to get us back together. And
yeah, that'd be cool.
Bob is a little bit behind on some bourbon, so maybe we'll catch him up and we'll have him taste test, and we'll kind of go from there. So
yep, and just one more last plug on the Knows Your Bourbon, 10% discount if you want looking for a Christmas gift. BAB10, knowsyourbourbon.com, and if you're looking for a whiskey grail, hail the grail discount for 15% off.
yeah, and there's Beth just coming in and saying whoop whoop.
Hey,
She's
Beth.
probably responding to the December 30th live that
Cool.
me, Bob, and Beth are going to do. So I think it's long overdue, and it's good for Bob. It's good for Beth, and it's like almost like a reunion, almost. And I like the gang that I have now. It's just just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, just he's kicking us out.
Yeah, I'm not taking you out. So, all right, guys. Until next time, we will catch you next Thursday. We just don't know what it's going to be about just yet. We'll let you guys know on the community page.
Yeah.
All right. Till then, I'm Charlie.
I'm Rob.
I'm Jeff.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Cheers.
All right.